So basically, once you pour the mix into the machine, you just make sure that all the ingredients are inside, and then you turn this knob, and off you go. Like I said, pretty straightforward. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah. So what happens when we die? Oh, you meant about like the ice cream machine. Oh, okay. No questions then.
Okay, over here is our prep station where we make things like waffle cones and brownies.
Do you think there's like a heaven, or like what?
Are you okay? Like, are you just nervous or something wrong? Don't like ice cream? What?
Oh no, that's not the problem. It's just, everybody dies. But this is helpful.
All right. So you have to keep the ice cream products separate from products.
Whoa. Wait a second. You didn't answer his question. I think we turn into energy. Ooh. What do you think?
Well, like when my Nana was dying, it was raining, and then when she actually passed on, the rain stopped. So maybe it's something like that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Probably that.
We can't do this right now. We need to get through this training.
All right. Ice cream! Yay!
So the waffle cones have to be...
My aunt loved butterflies. Now every time I see one, I know it must have been her.
Oh,
that's really sweet.
Well, I think it's doves.
It's probably that.
Totally
yeah.
It's not doves! It's not doves.
Energy, butterflies, maybe?
We can't do this right now.
Okay, well, what about like our whole souls making the rain stop thing? I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. I really hope so.
Yeah.
Kevin, stop! This Brewster's opens today. Bruce Reed himself is coming down here for a visit.
Wait, is Bruce Reed the guy that founded Brewster's?
Yes.
What do you think he thinks?
I don't know, and don't ask him. Come on! Do you know, it's probably nothing you know. It's not butterflies, it's not weather, it's not energy.
It's doves.
It is not doves. It's not anything. It's nothing. None of those things. It's just nothing. And do you know, all this stuff that we do is just to distract ourselves from thinking about it. I mean, what do you think happens?
I kind of think it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, I like that. That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. No, it's not. And you want to know how I know that? This conversation scares me so much. It's the scariest thing in the whole world, just talking about it.
So, what you got against doves?
So maybe an ice cream shop isn't the best place to ask that question, but I think it's something we've all thought about. What happens when we die? From an early age, I was obsessed with figuring out this answer, and just like the girl in the video, this question scared me. Even though I grew up in church and I'd been taught that if you follow Jesus, you'll go to heaven when you die, I was still nervous. I mean, I knew heaven had to be a good place, but I just couldn't really picture it, and so I wasn't that excited about going there. In fact, I was a little scared. Maybe it's because the pictures in my head didn't even sound that great. It was like everyone's sitting on clouds, which doesn't sound like the strongest building material. Having to wear these big white robes, which doesn't sound very fashionable or comfortable. Listening to music from an angel choir, which I do like music, but I'm not sure I'm gonna like a place with no dope beats. Where we spend all of time in one big church service, which sounds like torture to me, and I work at a church. Then someone told me that there'd be no sadness, sounds good, no fear, also good, and no hunger. Hold up, no more hunger means no more food, and I don't know if you've ever looked at me, but I look like a guy that's been to Five Guys once or twice and eaten all Five Guys. And so this idea of a mysterious cloud city with harp music and no food didn't sound like a place I wanted to spend all eternity. Don't even get me started about eternity. I mean, if I tried to even think about how long eternity was, I would get freaked out and confused and needing a nap. And so if you've had any thoughts like that, you might think, I'm sure heaven is great, but I'd rather stay here if I can. But the picture of heaven we get in the Bible is nothing like this at all. Sure, there are images of golden streets and music, but it's not the cartoon images most of us think of. In fact, the Bible doesn't treat heaven like some far-off place that it only exists in our minds or our hearts. The Bible talks about heaven as a city, a real place that God is creating for those who love Him, and it will be perfect. There will be no more sadness or fear or hunger, but it's not about food. It's about being fully satisfied and fully at peace. We have everything we need because, as one writer of the Bible who actually saw heaven, I know it's a little weird, but stick with me, he wrote, "Now God's presence is with people, and He will live with them, and they will be His people. God Himself will be with them and will be their God." In heaven, God is fully with us at all times. The God who loves us and cares about us is providing us all the love, joy, peace, and goodness that comes from being with Him. This is what heaven is like, and I know this isn't like a perfect picture, but I hope it's a good place to start. Because over the next few weeks, we're going to be imagining what heaven is like by learning what God says about it in the Bible. And I hope you'll begin to be excited about this real place that God has prepared for you. And I also hope that you'll want to help others to love God so they can be there too. But today in your groups, talk about heaven, and then we'll move on.